Hi, it's the mid-year review and Stadium Scene's main event. I'm DJ Fluke alongside Ralph Schudel here. We're only a month-ish plus late for our mid-year review.
We can round down. I think that's fair.
I mean, one year we did the mid-year review in October, so like we're better.
Hey, that's progress. That's what we call progress.
Yeah, we don't believe in calendars or deadlines or anything, but just wanted to have a quick, it probably won't be quick, but we'll say it, a quick session.
Never quick with
us. No, like our last episode I think was like an hour and a half or something like that. So we were like Dale Jr. / Joe Rogan territory there with the show length.
Whoops.
But that's okay. So two big things to discuss today. One is, I guess we'll go right into it. The massive growth of people checking out Stadium Scene every week this year, it's just blown up. Especially in the last 90 days-ish. I really don't know what to say. I mean, it's the thing where it's like, obviously when you're building out something and trying to get people to look at your content, that's what you're striving for. But to actually see those numbers in real life and like validate that it's coming from people and not like AI harvesters or, Google page bots or whatever, it blows your mind. And then we made a change in June because we started seeing the surge, and we moved we route our traffic through Cloudflare now. One, to protect us from like spam bots and automated traffic and things like that, because a couple of times we had some issues. But the nice trade-off of Cloudflare is that they give you access to a lot of really good data. The only catch is you only have like a day-ish to look at it before it's gone unless you pay for the premium. However, if you know how to do it, you can basically scrape that data and store it in your database and build your own tables, which is what we did. And so now for the last 60-ish, okay, maybe not 60, it's more like 30 days, we've been collecting data to try to see where people are coming from. We changed, I think the big thing is we changed our page structure to something more Google friendly, and I've definitely noticed the surge from that. The crazy thing is last month, like every month this year has been the best month ever on the site, which has been just mind blowing.
I know from my perspective to see, every time DJ texts me constantly, if not daily, and says,
yeah,
look at these numbers. Look at this growth. It's unprecedented.
Look at this.
We've got this going.
Look at this.
And I sit back and I'm like, it can't get any bigger than this. Literally,
and then it does.
And then it does. Like, we are so thankful that you guys have been not only just supportive of the platform and what's being built right now, but honestly, we can't do it without you guys. It's so cool to see that love and that support out there that, without us, we're just talking to an empty void. And
yes,
I don't know if you guys can, obviously leave something in the comments, something, below the podcast or whatnot, and let us know what's working, because obviously we're hitting on something, but if there's a way that we can grow and extrapolate that'd be great. And I think, obviously I'm not trying to jump the gun, but DJ's going to make some more announcements here in a little bit. But
a lot of them. Yeah,
it's been so fun and so exciting to see you guys so juiced about everything that's going on that it's really exciting, and it's a good time to be doing Stadium Scene action.
I mean, and a year ago too, like 2025, we were excited because we finished 2025 with about 2.2 million page views for the year. With about 525,000 unique visitors. So it's like, okay, so like we had 500,000 unique people come in, look at about 4 pages a piece. Like, okay, from what we've done previously, like, we had months where we were getting like 35, 40, 50,000, which is still, again, not terrible, like in the grand realm, but like throughout 2025, every month was over 100,000 views. Like the worst month we had was July of 2025 at 131,000 page views. We finished December 2025 with the best single month the site's ever had with 294,000 page views. And we kicked off 2026 with January with 329,000 page views on 116,000 unique visitors. And then I'm like, hey, like, good growth. We went up another 30, 40,000. So then February comes around, a short month, 425,000 page views. March comes around, 502,000. Like, okay, all right. Like, we got some nice steady growth here. April, 517. Again, wow. Okay, another steady growth month. And then May comes around, we go from 517 to 697. And I'm like, okay. Like, and I'm looking, like, what did we do differently here? And really, nothing. We did in April, actually, I take it back. In April, I spent the month kind of refreshing the pages. They don't look a whole lot different. But we fixed some structure issues. We fixed some tagging issues. Those little nitpicky things that Google likes to see to make it easier for them to grab data from you. And in exchange, they tend to rank you better for it. So that project in April was long overdue. Again, very, very minor facelift to some pages. There was some cleanup we did, some reorganization stuff. We put some, like, a live player in there, which I thought was pretty cool, that if we're doing a live stream, it's right there on the front page for you to watch. We put the whole, like, schedule ticker showing you our upcoming live streams. And then we got this, like, red programming bar, this obnoxious red bar that pops up at the top now that when we are live, if you're on another page, you come in. It's like, hey, we're broadcasting Wednesday Night Dash right now. And you click on it, it takes you to the live player. So it's just like nothing major, but many, many little good things that the search engine and the AI harvesters like to see. So then in May, we go from 697, and then in June go to 1.562 million page views on 858,000 unique visitors. And I'm just like, holy crap. We went from January at 329,000 to 1.562 million just for June. Not year to date, month of June, 1.562 million. Unreal.
So I did a quick little Google search. One of the figures, if you kind of rewind back to what you were saying with 2.2 million, what was that for 2025, or what was
that was the entire year of 2025, 2.2 million page views.
So looking at that, the city of Houston, 2.3 million. City of Paris, 2.2 million. I'm based in Columbus, for shocker, in case nobody noticed.
No, not a clue.
2.2 million for the city of Chicago. Or I'm sorry, Columbus, not Chicago. Where did
I was going to say,
I was out in the heat too much yesterday. Or Kansas City, 2.2 million. So
wait, where are you getting 2.2 million for Columbus? That's the whole metro area, though.
That's the whole metro area.
Yeah,
so
okay. I thought, say, wait a second.
The city of Columbus has seen stadium scene theoretically.
And
talking about it, DJ, those quality of life improvements. What the website was doing so well was bringing people in, saying, hey, we've got this. You can look at this content. Not only is it, obviously, it's kind of switching a little bit more to more live content, things like that, using the player. But, you've got the World Cup bump is what we saw. A lot of people coming in from overseas wondering, hey, what can I take into SoFi? Oh, I'm sorry, Los Angeles Stadium.
Or New York, New Jersey Stadium. That just rolls right off the tongue.
MetLife, New York, New Jersey Stadium or whatnot. So obviously there's a little bit of a bump there with those folks looking at things like that. But we've done such a nice job with our curating of information and things like that where people can come in and it's easily accessible. You can see things like what's the bag policy? What's nearby? What accommodations are nearby? If you want something like that, or you go up on the page and, right off the bat, I've got it pulled up in front of me right now. Hockey season. I know, being a Blue Jackets guy, there's a lot of rumors about Zach Werenski, Kirill Marchenko, things like that. Boom, right off the jump, we've got, a Canadiens podcast, which Marchenko's rumored to go to. We've got rivalries for Pittsburgh and Colorado, things like that. Even though it's July,
Patrick Kane leaving Detroit to go back to Chicago, probably to finish his career. Yeah.
Welcome back, Showtime.
Returning in a far worse place than he left it.
Right. It's kind of the Donald Glover walking into the apartment community and everything's on fire with pizzas and everything, and it's kind of going, oh my gosh. But
about right.
There's something, and even how big are shorts? DJ, you and I talk about it so much about TikToks, and I used to be team TikTok, but now I've converted over to Reels, and subsequently when I put stuff on Substack,
kids in your TikToks.
Subsequently, Substack's really good. That's the platform I use to publish things, and you see it goes Instagram or YouTube Shorts, and YouTube Shorts are so great too because it's just that quick hit of content that you're interested in, And I know we were talking before we went on live with the broadcast that I've been addicted to eBay lately, especially with selling cards and things like that. Well, everybody, they're listening to you. Shocker. The algorithm is listening to you and stuff. Hello, NSA agent. Hello. But
I'm not doing anything wrong, I promise.
The algorithm is hold on. That screaming you hear is not real. That's just somebody in my trunk. Oh wait. Oh god. So they listen to you and they curate stuff that they want you to listen to. And if somebody's sitting here, hey, what's going on at Rate Field in Chicago, or can Jaden Daniels have a bounce back season with the Commanders, or what's FR Garage Talk doing this week? It's gonna pull stuff.
We took the week off.
The answer is nothing. But
think I could do 2 shows in a week? No, I'm too old to do that. No.
But it's cool because and I think about it for me, who admittedly I'll be like I'm an e-racing casual, but I do lurk in the streams. I check stuff out. But for the casual person that might be interested in what's going on, I think the ticker is a great thing, and then just letting us know when stuff's going live and when stuff is live. I think the easier that you make it for somebody to click on something and to join something, the better. And, how great is it that we have these devices, whether it be, computers like we're talking on right now, or iPads or iPhones, that are with us. And what a cool way that, we can connect with like-minded people. And if there was only some way that we could get those notifications on the go.
Yeah, I wonder. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but just real quick too, during COVID was kind of our initial surge because everybody wanted to make a podcast, and we've talked about this before, and we knew it wasn't going to last, but we needed to grab onto that as long as we could because hey, that was hot. Let's get it in, and we've lost a few people over the years because. We expected that. We expected people.
The in memoriam? Is this the in memoriam section of the?
Not really. It's more to thank the people that have kept it going. Sure. Is where I'm going for it. But we've, at our peak, we had well over 200 contributors. Not like individuals. Like there could be like 3 people on a show. That's like one show. So we're well into the 200s, and right now. We have 54 that still are contributing on a somewhat regular basis. And I say somewhat because there's some people that are once or twice a week. There's some people that are once or twice a month. There's a couple of people that, they're like once or twice a quarter, or like us twice a year. But still, like those people, some of them were the COVID era people that started and actually kept it going for 6 years. Some of them they were before, some of them they came in after, but they kept it going, and it's not easy to do, especially when that traffic is not there. You put all your heart and soul into a podcast for 12 people to listen to. You put a reel up and it's got 30 views. It's like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And most people are like, you know what? Screw this. I got other things to do.
I think it's cool because, and I'm of a different mindset with that. If I got 12 people listening, that's 12 people that decided to take time out of their day to listen to what I joke about when I talk is the ramblings of a madman. It's and I like having that dedicated audience and stuff like that. Now I'm not at 12, but it's not, we're not setting the world on fire. But the other thing too is like I look at people who have come onto the platform and made something completely different of themselves. My point being Buckeye Muscle, Mark, our good friend Mark out of Columbus. He's now he's a children's author.
He is. He's doing quite well with it.
It's like, okay,
He's given up the content creation and he's written multiple children's books and like he's posting like, hey, I flew to this authors conference yesterday. It's like good for you. Like that's awesome.
So even if you're on the fence about doing something, whether it be sports creation, it's going to lead somewhere. I mean, for me personally, my job, I started in sports. I'm still staying in sports, but I've moved into a completely different sphere of a career. And, it's been possible because of stuff like this. So I think my appeal to anybody out there that might be on the fence about doing something or even just making something, if you have it in your heart and you're passionate about it and you want to try to make something, make something. Nobody can stop you. Be passionate about it. The only thing to do is, DJ, can I cuss? Is that allowed? Just for a second.
Go for it.
Just for... don't half-ass it, whole-ass it.
Oh.
Get into it and, just
That's
kind
not
of...
cussing.
Oh, okay. All right. We might lose the rating just a little bit, but...
Don't half-ass your cussing.
Don't half-ass it, whole-ass it. Put your whole...
That's correct.
Put your whole spirit into it. Do something cool. Make something cool, because I guarantee you're not going to be the only one that finds it interesting. Somebody else out there... It's like shopping. Somebody else out there is going to find it interesting.
And, it's too, like, I'm looking through here, and just all the people we've met through this process over the years, it's just, incredible. And, I have to just thank, I'm apologize because I'm going to miss people, because, I debated even doing this, but, I'd rather thank some people than nobody. But, David at FTN Broadcasting does a lot of the iRacing. He's been a partner of ours throughout the year. So if you're not seeing our stuff, you're seeing his. He's just phenomenal. And he's like 18 or 19 years old, and
jeez.
When I was 18 or 19 years old, I was nowhere near this productive or had a good level head on myself like he does. And Ed with Itinerant Fan, Ed had a blog running for a while, and I realized that he also had video channels and's been getting into the reels, and I reached out to him. It's been a while since I had talked to him, and I'm like, hey man, let's bump your profile up a bit. And so now we got his videos in place. We put the, on the site now, we've got a nice little Instagram short, or not Instagram, YouTube shorts kind of scrolling that you can quickly scroll through and watch those. That's definitely picked up in popularity. 2 Foot Talk, Anthony at 2 Foot Talk. The Game Chat podcast, Jack out there in Boise, has been around for quite a while. The Jaybird watching group's also been good friends for a long time. And you've got your show, Arch City Athletics, available on Substack, and I'm hoping. No?
Terrible show.
Oh, it's terrible. Okay, well, it seems like we're directing traffic your way, so that's good. But yeah, it's just, it's like we don't have nearly the variety we did at one point, but like the quality of the stuff that's coming through is really strong. And I think that's been a lot of it, is that, not to insult people, but it's like anyone who starts a podcast or starts something for the first time generally are not going to be good at it when they get going. I mean, there's some people that naturally pick it up, but there was this common misconception that any dope with a microphone can plug it into their laptop or their phone and hit record and talk for an hour and call it a podcast. And
You guys are talking for an hour?
yeah,
Oh God. Oh God.
and yeah, and like it's well, and it's minimizing what it is for starters. Two, like there's so much more as far as like the planning, the recording, the editing, the social media promotion, all the dirty work behind the scenes to get that one episode ready to go. And yeah, there's tools and stuff you can use to kind of streamline and speed that up, but it's a lot of work. And like you said, you see 12 viewers, you're like, hey, you know what? I appreciate those 12 people, and of course you appreciate people taking a time out, but there's kind of this unreasonable expectation that we've run into where I want to be viral, I want to go viral, which arguably going viral is not good for your brand because it's just going to damage your future. Like you got that short-term growth, but it will damage you in the long term, which we've discussed before. And the instant gratification of like, you talk about these podcasts out there and that are going out there and get millions of viewers and have these massive sponsorship deals and going video podcasting. And it's just like, you know what the difference between them and you are? What is Joe Rogan or Amy Poehler or Dale Jr. or Conan O'Brien have in common that you don't? Well, that's one. But the other thing is, Joe Rogan and Amy Poehler and Dale Jr. and Conan O'Brien. You know those names already. They are already famous. They do have the financial funding to help with doing their work, but you already know who they are. You don't have that advantage. People don't know who you are. And that's the biggest roadblock is that, you hear, oh, Paul Rudd was on with Conan O'Brien. Like, those are two pretty big names. You're going to go and search for that. You hear through, you see the social media posts. Someone tells you about, hey, Paul Rudd was on with Conan O'Brien and he did the Mac and me joke for the 8th millionth time, and Conan knew it was coming, but still played with it. But still, like, people want to see that. They know that. They've come to expect it. So, yes. So, moral of the story is don't give up. It's a lot of work. It's frustrating. There'll be times where you look and like, why did that episode do so well and this one not do so well? And and a lot of it is like, what's trending? Are you trying to battle for that keyword in the search that a lot of other people are going after? And there's tools out there too to help you identify that. It's the classic search engine. It's like, I want to be number one searching for Major League Baseball, but if you Google Major League Baseball, you're going to be lucky if you crack page 50. And when was the last time, Ralph, you went to page 50 on a Google search?
Oh, I think I stopped past maybe 4. But, DJ, you make good points. The thing is, not only do you have the name recognition with people like Conan or Amy Poehler or Joe Rogan or Theo Vaughn's even one I think about, too. I see a lot of his clips kind of come through my social media feeds, too. But the thing is, I think as a creator, you've got to learn to give yourself grace a little bit too, because these people, as we talked about, not only do they have money, but they've got full-on production staffs behind the scenes. You've got somebody cutting social media feeds. You've got somebody cutting clips. You've got somebody editing. You think Dale Jr. sitting at a computer, editing
his own show?
Editing his own show? No, he literally pops in, records what he wants to do, and then leaves. I'm sure they send him probably a draft and like, hey, especially if you say something controversial, they're going to be like, hey, are you cool with us putting this out? And I'm sure he's probably like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I said it,
But a lot of us, and I know speaking, I can speak to both of us. Maybe DJ, you got a little bit more of a well-oiled operation that I'm running over here, but I know a lot of it can be taxing, especially because I have a rare situation where like I'm going out in the field and getting my photo assets for my stories, or I'm cutting the podcast and I'm kind of tweaking things like that. And you talk about tools and things like that make it easy. I'm lucky that Substack kind of cuts some stuff and makes it a little bit easier, so that kind of helps out a little bit. But it's a lot, and burnout's a very real thing, and you can get burnt out very quickly. So my message to everybody listening today would be, take care of yourself. Be kind to your mind. If you need time off, right?
I'm not.
If you need time off, there's no shame in taking time off. Those that like your content and like what you're doing are going to respect it. And you know what? I mean, it's kind of the age-old adage of distance makes the heart grow fonder. So if somebody's not putting out content for a week or two, oftentimes it's really interesting because I've found in some situations that if I go on hiatus for a week or two and I come back, a lot of people pop in because they're like, what's he been up to? What's he been?
Where are you?
Yeah, where you been? Where you been, buddy? What's going on? So, and it's also not a bad thing to take time away and kind of revise your approach or your material that you want to talk about because, I know for me, I just put a show out, I think it was earlier this week, but there really in my market and what I cover, there hadn't been much going on because, the crew were on hiatus with the World Cup break. The Blue Jackets have been in the off season. Clippers have been playing, but I haven't really been out there too much. Ohio State's kind of lurking.
Summer
football
break.
Seasons. Yeah. So there's not much going on. So don't force a square peg into a round hole, basically. Mm-hmm. If there's nothing to talk about, don't talk for the sake of talking. Bring some value and talk about something that's going on.
If you're covering professional sports, you look at like hockey has been obviously the biggest one because of our prior partnerships, but it's the summer. There's not a lot going on once the Cup final's over until October, and a lot of them will just we'll pop in and do a summer free agency, preseason camp stuff in like September, October, that one summer episode, and then go. TV shows aren't recording new episodes year round. They record and then they take the summer off. It's it is, and people aren't really thinking about hockey a lot during the. I mean, crazy fans, not crazy. Maybe crazy's not the word. The passionate hardcore fans. Thank you. Edit that one out. They'll think about it, but it's like the NHL is not on my mind. It's like we got a lot of stuff going on. We've got Major League Baseball. We have the World Cup, as you said. The WNBA is in full swing. There's a story. It seems like every other day about Caitlin Clark getting beaten up or getting a technical foul. It's like the WNBA has come into the full mainstream mindset now.
Caitlin Clark got punched in the face and still got a technical foul.
Yeah, she got a technical foul for getting punched in the face. Yeah. It's like the WNBA has now crossed into the mainstream. There's now, it's funny. I kind of laughed at this, but at the same time, Fox has Major League Soccer coverage. They have the World Cup. They had a tremendously successful coverage of the World Cup.
Zlatan was the best thing to happen.
He was. Henri, the two of them, and then they turn around and just bag on Alexi Law.
He deserves it, but I digress.
And yeah, it's just I thought that was like hilarious, and Zlatan was like, "I got the Employee of the Month. I've only been here a month," and he's like, he turns, he goes, "Look, Alexi," he goes, "You've never gotten one of these." That's so good.
And even Premier League fans know what a quality person Rebecca Lowe is.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that she kept everybody in line too was awesome.
She's obviously she's a very, very talented presenter, but she has had some interesting personalities she's worked with over the years and keeps it going. Like she keeps that, it's and the other thing too is you see her on social media and you can tell like she understands like it was a long road to get to where she is and is very appreciative of the people, and she's always featuring like, hey, this is the person who gets me dressed and puts the makeup on and prominently features these people that like you don't see these people on camera, but like I look the way I do because of this person and this person, and it's like you can tell very, very appreciative of the staff around her. And you hear about TV people all the time and like, I'm the star, you're nobody's. And she's like the complete opposite of that. And it was just phenomenal that Fox was able to get her for the World Cup coverage.
I'm sure you've seen the viral baseball clip of, I'm trying to think of who the guy was, but there was a Gatorade shower on one of the players. and the cameraman falls over, and the baseball guy just looks. I don't know if it's Tom Rinaldi or it's. I don't think it's Tom Rinaldi. It's somebody in the baseball, prominent in the baseball sphere.
Oh, what the heck's his name? The bow tie guy.
Yeah, it's
The guy from Fox. Why am I
Verducci? Is it Verducci?
No, it's not him.
While you're Googling, anyway, the guy kind of gives
Ken
him
Rosenthal.
Ken Rosenthal, thank you. He kind of gives him this smudged look like, peasant, you shouldn't have fallen on the ground. I would have stayed vertical, and it's kind of one of those things, you like to see somebody like Rebecca Lowe out there who keeps it, as the kids say, keeps it 100 for everybody involved and even the production team, because, it's interesting. I've really realized kind of in my mid-30s now that everybody does kind of have a certain role. And, it's these on-screen talents don't look the way they do without these production people or PAs or makeup folks and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see that type of recognition for the, I don't want to say lower level because that's not correct, but, the people that
the
on-camera
people, the behind-the-scenes people, yeah.
Yeah.
They're the ones, and the ones that appreciate it are like, when I have to shout out the people that make me look good. Yeah, and you'll hear people say that, which is always nice to see the credit where credit's due. But what I was saying before is Fox ended their World Cup broadcast by, they do like the highlight clip and then they cut and then they start showing Major League Soccer highlights. It's like, thanks, world. We'll take it from here. Make sure you tune into Major League Soccer on Fox. It's been,
DJ, it's been a rough transition. Oh, it's been rough because I've seen back passes that go into the net. I think it was Inter Miami's first game back.
Rocco. That one hurt personally for me because I'm pretty sure that was Rocco Rios Novos who's playing keeper for Miami, and Rocco has a special place because he was the one who made some ridiculous saves to help Phoenix Rising win their one and only USL Cup. And he's he's good. He's very good. But that was the fact that that's probably what he's going to be known for forever now. Is it brutal? It hurts to see that from him. But yeah,
Can we get a special Eric Dick mention for the show? Just another Phoenix Rising legend.
Legend. Well,
that's his name. I'm not
Eric
saying
Dick.
the word just for fun.
And his partner was Zach Lubin. So it was. That's right. The goalkeeper roster for Phoenix Rising the one year was Lubin and Dick.
That'd be
totally serious.
That'd be hell of a pitcher catcher battery for baseball too. Like, oh my gosh. But the transition from, I think this will take it from here marketing campaign, I think is just going to has the potential to be great on so many levels, because if it doesn't work out, it's going to be great because the fan base is just going to have years of ammunition for this, because Pedro Maurer, I think he was former athletic writer, I think he was former Washington Post guy, had way back in MLS, probably actually late 2010s, he used to post really bad MLS clips and then did like a cheesy 70s montage of "we'll be right back" after this. So, back passes to the goalie that go in, or, somebody going for a big clear and completely whiffing on it, and then it turns into a counterattack and all that. I think this will take it from here. Advertising campaign can be gold. If it works out for MLS, it works out for MLS, but knowing MLS and being around the league as long as I have been, I think it's just going to turn into one of those laughable, golly gee.
Here's the Florida Retirement League. Here comes Robert Lewandowski to Chicago, and Casemiro and Messi's here, but, he's obviously still playing at a pretty high level, and
Messi,
Suarez.
Can I get controversial for a second?
Go for it.
That fun? I don't know if I've said it on this show, but I know I've said it to a few other people, is that I feel like Messi can still contribute at a very high level. I feel like he just took the payday and ran here. It's the equivalent of like what I play. I'm not a good soccer player. I've never claimed to be a good soccer player, but I play like D League, which is I think is like the bottom of the rung for like rec soccer. And there's teams that would come down from the A League to play in the D League just so that they can get like a 20-0 victory on people. And I feel like it's kind of what Messi's doing. I feel like Messi, if I throw him in any league in Europe, I think he's serviceable. I think he gets assists. I don't know if he gets as many goals, but I think he can contribute at a meaningful high level. And I just think Major League Soccer, it's like, dude, I get why you came here, but you don't need to be here, man. Like, it's fine. And one last thing, and I'll say, and I'll give you a rebut for me, DJ, if you can. Chicago Fire fans, I feel terrible for you, especially in the last couple weeks. Transferring Hugo Kuipers, who I think is 27 years old, to Monterrey to make room for Robert Lewandowski, who is 10 years his senior. MLS isn't beating the retirement league allegations anytime soon. They keep saying,
not.
"Oh, we're prominent, we're a young league, we're hip, and everything." And I've heard that for 10 years. But you get Lewandowski in there. Messi's pushing 39. Casemiro's 35. As a 36-year-old, I feel terrible talking about somebody who's 35 being old.
Yeah,
but,
I'm now.
And it's funny because I'm of age now where you get to people in their mid-30s or something, and sports-wise, it's like, yeah, let's put him down. Let's take him out to the pasture and put him down.
Let's talk about age for a second. Here are some prominent sports stars in the world who are the same age as me. That either I am older or slightly younger.
Let it ride, bud.
So somebody who's the same age as me. LeBron James.
Hell yeah, dude. Welcome to Philly, by the way.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Lewis Hamilton.
No, he's good. Still pretty good. Still pretty good.
I got a couple years on Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to me, and it's funny, like, and again, I'm going to get it in the comments, I know, but I don't care for Messi. I feel like Messi coming to Major League Soccer absolutely just, to me, tarnished his legacy. And everybody's free to believe what they want to believe, but I feel like Messi at Barcelona, I lost interest in Messi when he went to PSG because, frankly, nobody's got BN Sports. They can't watch Liga on BN all that easily. It's not that easily accessible, but
it is true.
It's Barcelona. Messi will always be very up in my mind, but it's interesting to see and hear stories that I've heard about. Messi, Busquets, Jordi Alba coming to Major League Soccer and wanting things a certain way and complaining that things aren't a certain way. I'll tell a story for the audience. 2 years ago, Columbus holds the MLS All-Star Game, which I think is a joke. We need to wipe that out completely too, by the way. But Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets get into the All-Star Game. Messi also is voted in the All-Star Game, but, his pinky hurts, so he's not going to play. So, actually, I think it was a hamstring, so a hamstring's no joke. But Busquets and Alba want their own private training or private dressing rooms away from the rest of the MLS All-Stars.
Ooh, look at them.
Columbus is like, Columbus and the league are like, yeah, we can't accommodate that. We've got this broom closet if you want it. You can go get changed in this broom closet if you want. So they're not happy about it. And then the day of the MLS skills competition, that again we need to just get rid of.
Skills competition.
Those two compete, have a good showing, and then they ask their handlers to call around town and have a restaurant stay open for them so that they can grab dinner at like 9:30 on I think the skills competition was on a Tuesday night, and wants them, or no, I think it was a Monday night. They want these real ritzy restaurants to stay open for them past their closing. And his handler's like, yeah, dude, that's not going to happen because it's Columbus, Ohio, and nobody gives a hoot who you guys are. You know, it's not like LA or New York. Nobody gives a hoot who you guys are.
Even then, like a lot of these guys, like, no offense, but a lot of these guys, that's like, you're world famous. You could walk on the streets of LA, no one's going to know who you are, and there's going to be a lot of people who don't care who you are.
Well,
just
and
how it
it's
is.
funny because being in Columbus, I feel like Julian Sand or Jeremiah Smith would be more recognized than Sergio Busquets or Jordan Alba. You know, people be like, and that's saying a lot because honestly, I don't know what the dudes look like when they're not out of their pads or wearing their uniforms. To be quite honest,
That's another thing too, is where you don't see them in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, is that like just because you don't have a number on your shirt? I don't know if that's you or not.
Well, and you'll appreciate this. I mean, especially with our audience, is my employer did an advertising campaign with Ross Chastain a couple of weeks ago. And, yeah, he was awesome, good dude to work with. I go into my studio, because I needed equipment. I wasn't working with Ross directly, but I go into my studio to get equipment, and everybody's like, you just blew by Ross Chastain and, like, didn't acknowledge him. I'm like... So I walked by, I was like, oh, hi, Ross. And he's like, hey. And then I walked away. They're like,
that was that.
How do you... They're like, why were you so chill around Ross Chastain? I'm like, because I see athletes all the time, and I know not to make it a big deal because they're humans like me. Like,
Yeah, and a lot of times they don't want you to make a big deal.
Yeah. It's like,
I'm trying to think. I don't think I met Ross. He was one of the few that I have not met, actually.
Yeah,
I'm looking...
He's a cool dude. Like, I got no complaints against him at all or anything like that. He's a cool dude. He bought a woman I work with still. She's still got a job. I don't know why I just fired her on the spot.
Wow, you're harsh, man.
She dropped him off at the airport, and they bought a giant watermelon lemonade from Wendy's because I guess he's got Wendy's as one of his sponsors or something like that. So... she tells that story that he's got like a Wendy's card. He's got like a Wendy's card, and it's just like, oh, Ross is here. Okay, you know. So
yeah. So we got a big announcement. Actually, you know, it's kind of funny. I'm looking through my photos here. You kind of got this like Shane Van Gisbergen look right now. Like, we got to do a side by side here. You got it going with the glasses on. Gotta work on your Australian accent.
Oh, yeah. Gosh. Hold on.
That was like more of a Schwarzenegger and Terminator there. So that.
Oh, my God. I really do, don't I? Yeah.
Like, wait a second. You look like SVG. So,
oh, my God.
Anyway, the big announcement.
37. Also 37.
Well, we've never seen the two of you in the same room together.
That's a great beard, too, by the way. That's a fantastic beard.
The question is, how do you drive a stick shift? Are you?
Confession, never have.
Never have. Ooh,
never have.
I keep talking about buying like an old car with a stick shift, just to have it, because it's like cars are getting rid of them. Like it's you know, people have these stickers on their cars and their trucks and Jeeps and stuff that has the H pattern stick shift, and it says like endangered species under it, and it's true. Drop the clutch and go.
What's the car that my mom's boyfriend has? 2000 something Firebird, and it's a stick, and it's nice to hear that sucker purr.
Even the newer Mustangs, like you don't need to use the clutch. Like you can just play it by ear and shift.
I had my 2012 Hyundai Sonata that I would use the paddle shifters and pretend like I was in Fast and the Furious.
See, and the funny thing too is like my old car had the paddle shifters that I never used, but my wife has a Ford Escape and it also has a manual. But the thing is, it's like a little toggle button on the So it's like that's no fun. That's boring.
You need to make it like a big grandiose like make Paul Walker proud, like you know, something like that.
Just replace it with the Carroll Shelby Shelby Cobra knob.
Now you're speaking my language. Go on with the announcement. I stepped on.
Oh, big announcement. So this has been a pipe dream for a long time, and we decided one day that we're going to make this work. And coming soon, we got a few little things to clean up, but we want to go ahead and hype it now, is the Stadium Scene app. And you just got my email popping up, so hey. But the Stadium Scene app is currently in beta right now, featuring the live player. We got the results from your latest your latest iRacing events here. We got our shorts, and prominently featuring our videos, so you can come back and watch your replays after the fact. And what's also cool too is that if you come into the live sports section here, you can take a look and see what's going on in your favorite leagues, including the latest. Well, there's nothing going on because I haven't put the new schedule up yet. But we've got the schedule for the Indy Racing World Series right now, and we could go back and take a look. You'd see the results. You can go and look at Mr. Barker here, who's currently sitting on top of the standings, and look at his statistics for the series. And yeah, there you go. So we'll be coming to and it works on your iPad too. That's probably the biggest holdup, is making sure that it cleanly looks okay. So the plan is early August, we're going to get it submitted to the App Store for final approval, and we're going to release it to Android, and we're going to release it to iOS. So it just gives you another tool to check out our content every day. And on top of that, we are going to be opening up, well, we have quietly reopened our partners. If you want to come back in, there's two big changes that we are making. We want to start working with people again. We're going to start recruiting. It's not going to be we're not going to be actively seeking out people as hard as we were. We want people to come to us. And the two main changes are, one, we have dropped the paid tier altogether. It's a free resource now. We want to be able to help you grow, and we're not going to try to push any kind of paid tier. So the paid tier has been completely removed. So you come in. There's limits within reason. Like, you want to come in and you want to promote your YouTube channel and your podcast. Cool, let's do it. But we need to set some guidelines, because there's a lot of that. The main thing is, we don't want somebody to come in who's on episode 2, who's never done a podcast. They're all gung-ho and excited, and then by episode 4, they're gone. So we are going to be setting some guidelines, or actually we already have set some guidelines. And, we want people that have been around, and, we want people who've been around for, 6 months, showing continuous progress over 6 months. We don't expect you to produce weekly, but we want to see you get to some of those milestones first before we'll accept you in, to show that, hey, I'm committed, I'm sticking with this. It's like, if you're not going to spend the resources to promote and grow your stuff, then why should we help you? It sounds harsh, but at the same time, it's pretty frustrating. You take this time and effort, you do a promotion show with the person, and then they're gone a week or two later, and it's just that was a waste of time. So we're getting more selective. You show that you've, and the thing is too, if you've shown that in the past, it's not an automatic DQ. Let's just say you are starting a new show, but you've had a track record in the past of having a long-running show that maybe your partner's bailed, and now you're spinning off and doing something with someone else or by yourself. Let's chat. Let's talk about that, because, one, you've proven that you can stick to it. Well, we'll have a chat with you at least. And but yeah, if you go to stadiumscene.tv, right at the top of the page, there's a section on joining the network. Fill out your information. We'll take a look at you. And, if we need to have that chat first, we'll have that chat. But we need to make sure that, you're committed. You're going to be providing resources. You're going to be featured on the app now. In addition to this rapidly growing website, you'll have exposure to potential sponsors. There's a lot of growth opportunity available, cross promotion through our live streams. A lot of opportunity to get your name out there now, but it's if we're going to do our part to help you, you need to do your own part to continue to move. And that's frankly, it's non-negotiable from our standpoint. You need to prove either you had a track record and you're spinning off, or you're going to be committed to it. So That's kind of our big deal. So let's, we want to start working with people again. We're not going to be making the hard push. We're focusing on quality and longevity. And, that app is just another tool. It'll be available soon. We'll make announcements. And, we're hoping it's a foundational piece. We're going to keep growing on it, keep growing on our live streams, and we've got a lot more coming.
Yeah, and it's fun because DJ's got me wired in with the test stuff and everything, and you get push notifications about when everything's going on, and you really can stay buckled into the world of stadium scene and your favorite racers and your favorite personalities, and it's a cool little thing. It's kind of legit.
It's kind of legit. It's the I think the best part about it is, one, it's like we've got a really good group that comes out and race some, they race all 3 series, technically 4. Some 1, some 2, it's a variety, but the fact that you're putting the statistics out there, just like the NASCAR app, you're out there and it's like, hey, you can pull up the historical results and see that, right now, Dawson Buchanan has 36 wins and 73 starts. That's pretty wild. That's a pretty wild statistic.
That's incredible.
Yeah, he's a monster. He just won Wednesday Night Dash again, pulled it off. He was like kind of lurking at the bottom, and then you just start seeing him running up, and they almost got him this time. But yeah, he's on a Jimmy Johnson-esque streak right now. But it's just, the competition on Wednesday nights is getting a lot tougher. The content's getting, and we're going to be updating the graphics package this fall. Don't have a release date on that yet, but we went to work to rebuild that because we're using kind of the provided tools out there, which are decent, but we've outgrown them, and there's some features that are missing that hinder the broadcast, that make the announcer's job watching everything going on is hard enough. And being able, not having that second set of eyes, not having that producer be able to be, oh, look, hey, there's a crash, let's go, and get that queued up and ready to go. That's difficult. It's difficult as a single person running this broadcast, and frankly, we just don't have the money or people to run a producer type environment. So, it is what it is. So we're going to give it the best tools for the announcer to be able to do that solo broadcast, and that's what we're going for.
Yeah, and I think, DJ, those might have been the screenshots that you shared with me the other day, I think, right? And it's just to kind of see the vision and see where things are heading just looks absolutely awesome. And I think that, it's going to be exciting because, again, it's not that anything's necessarily broken. It's just
it's continuous improvement.
There's an opportunity there for improvement and to grow, and I think we're taking the right steps. And obviously, if you guys have any feedback too, we're susceptible to it too. So that's or receptive. Why did I say that? God,
we're susceptible to feedback.
The sun. Yeah, I guess we are. I guess that's theoretically right, but. If you guys have any feedback too, you guys are the community. So if you see something, quite honestly though, if I'm being a little bit arrogant, I think we've heard already kind of a lot of critiques, and I think that we're going to be out in front of a lot of critiques, and I think this first iteration 1.0, if you will, is going to be pretty exciting.
With the app, we have about 24 beta testers right now using it on either iOS or Android. And we actually had on the Android app wasn't working right. I'm building it on this platform where you can basically code in one language and then export it as iOS or Android. And on the iOS side, the way we were pulling data was fine, but there was something about it on the Android side that wasn't crashing, or that wasn't working right, and it was crashing the app every time you tried to pull up statistics. And what was weird is in the simulator, it was not happening. I was working just fine in the simulator, and then you push it to the device, and it's crashing. Why the hell is it crashing? And I sat down with one of the beta testers for an hour, looking through logs, and I'm like, all right, I got it. I see the issue now, and we changed the way that we pulled data just a tiny bit. It wasn't much of a change at all, and now it's like it's fine. So use those beta tools if you're building an app. Use those beta tools. Get that beta group supporting your work, and let them break it.
Yeah.
Like you look at Meta or TikTok, and those apps, they crash. There's issues with them, and they have massive teams that work on this, and it just shows you, like, even with a high experienced, very talented team, it is very difficult to write apps for multiple devices, especially when there's people on different versions. They're running the old phone with this version, and Android, it's incredibly difficult because at least you have the iPhone, you have iOS. There's different packages of Android, and Samsung has a little slightly version of theirs, and LG, and it's very, very difficult.
Well, the interesting thing about Androids, at least from my simpleton mindset, I think, is that they run very much like computers because they're built for customization. Where iOS is,
you're buying a MacBook.
Locked.
Yeah.
You're locked.
They take the same. Yeah, they take the same philosophy as PC versus Mac computer building.
Yeah, and you're locked into Apple's guardrails, and you can't. It's like a toaster. You plug it in, and it's going to work. That's fine. But then it's like you get to PC world, and you can swap GPUs out and CPUs and all this stuff. And same thing with
millions of
Androids.
memory manufacturers, and you go Intel versus AMD, and Nvidia versus Radeon, and so many variables there. Yeah, for sure. But keep an eye on that. We will have an announcement with the release date coming soon. Just a couple little tweaks we need to make here first, and then off we go. And
Tim Cook has to look at it too.
Yeah. Tim Cook. I need to call Tim Apple. Yeah, I got to go through Tim Apple first.
Everything's computer. Everything's computer.
Oh, of course I had to get that in. All right. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in to our mid-year update at the end of July, which that's not bad. We're only a month off.
That's not bad. That's kind of halfway. Round down.
I mean, we had to finish Q2.
Yeah. Well, are we in Q3 yet? Yeah,
we are in Q3. So,
yeah, dude.
Again, thank you to everybody for your continued support, and we look forward to keep improving what we do and expanding our resources. And again, sponsors, you want to work with us, we want to work with you. Information is available. We're going to start publishing data, be a little bit more public with our data to show that, hey, this is starting to become a legit operation. And we've had some sponsors reach out, and some of the deals made sense, some of them didn't, and we appreciate to those people that have, and we're going to continue to push that front as well. So again, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for everything, guys. We appreciate you.